Hey, this is Noah. I'm going to do my video here about last night's Iowa caucus. Kind of my thoughts about it, what I saw from the coverage wise, and just a little bit what I thought. A little disappointed that Ron Paul didn't get the win, but it was a good showing. Definitely became a three-man race. Um, don't understand how Santorum got all these votes here all at the end. Um, I know, I mean, all year people haven't, all caucus people haven't seasoned debates and stuff. Nobody's giving a crap what Santorum's had to say, and all of a sudden he's up there uh, losing to Romney. I heard the final was by like 8 votes, and it's kind of fishy. I got a couple of theories about it myself. I'm not going to get too much into this conspiracy theory parts. We do know that the caucus is called in to a secured location for the final vote. Nobody knows where that was, and some fishy things were kind of going. They didn't even decide to do this until Ron Paul took the lead in the polls about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. So yeah, it was a little bit fishy, but I'm not going to get too much into the conspiracy theories as of yet until I know more information about it. I'm not just going to go off about it, but what I did see on some of the coverage that really baffles me a bit was they said 40% of the Iowans that came to vote in the caucus were undecided last night. What in the hell were you doing when they had 30 some freaking debates? How in the heck? I don't understand. Well, I'm undecided. I don't. You. We had a chance to listen to the dang candidates talk 30 freaking times. 30. I heard 3 dozen, so that's like 36 times they had debates. They had debates twice, 3 times a week for a while. How can you show up without doing any home and nothing and be like, I don't really know yet. I'm undecided. I think a lot of that had part of the reason why Paul lost, because let's just face it, this is America, and most people in America are oblivious and don't know what the hell is going on. We're those of you know I do Denver Broncos videos, do really big sports. Some people watch Jersey Shore. Some people go and fight and push people down for $150, $180 pair of Jordans, and don't really pay much attention to this politics stuff until today's the day to vote. And then when they show up to vote, another thing about here in America is everybody wants to be on the winning team. Everybody wants to pick the winner, and I think when they showed up, the media coverage and the people are all Santorum and Romney, Santorum and Romney, and I'm not saying Ron Paul had a lot of votes. I mean, a lot of people at their thing too, but the media coverage still wasn't there at the end. Um, when I watched the NBC nightly news and I switched around to CBS and ABC nightly news, that's all they were talking about were those two. So people show up to this caucus and they don't know crap, and now they want to be on the winning team, and those are the two names that they're getting forced in their heads all day. So I think that has a little bit to do with why it didn't go Ron Paul's way. I also think from watching the coverage that a lot of people were saying, well, Romney and Santorum. This is still stuff that was just on the news yesterday. That was but a lot of the people that were there when they did get to interview him, they would say, well, I think that the main objection is to get Obama out of office, and I think Romney or Santorum has the best chance to get Obama out of office. Romney, how is Romney going to get Obama out of office? One of the big things the Republicans have been complaining about in this last 4 years has been health care. Romney passed Obamacare, basically the exact same thing as Obamacare, in his state before the rest of the country. He's flip flopped from abortion against for against um, there's just things. How many times he's flip flopped, and Ron Paul could use the same uh, serial hypocrisy ad that he used in Iowa against Gingrich, which was true. I mean, it's true about how often they flip flop. He can use the same thing and just put Romney's name in it and take it to New Hampshire. Um, it's just it's unbelievable. Obama's going to destroy Romney in an election if they face off. And these people, they go there and they might have heard somebody else say this, or they heard it on the news. Well, I think he's the only one that can beat Obama. And then 40% of these undecided people show up and they're like, oh, that sounds good. uh I'm going to go with him. And I mean, that's part of my feelings why I think um, Paul lost. Definitely, Ron Paul supporters and people that are picking him aren't just going to Ron Paul because they think he can win, because we're told every day on the news that he can't. We're going to his side because we want change in this country, and this guy actually has common sense and is truthful and is not lying to us all the time. Hasn't flip flopped for 30 years. This exact same message, and it's exactly where our country needs to go. Think if we would have done it 30 years ago, it would how nice things would have been. But it's kind of little my thoughts. Same with Santorum. Nobody gave a crap about Santorum throughout the debates or even paid attention to him. And he was way down these polls, had this really late surge, and it's a lot because of Gingrich's fall, and people still don't like Romney. Romney was around; they were both around 24% of the vote, and that's what Romney had last time. There's still 75% of the people out there that would pick somebody else in Iowa besides Romney. Um, and that's part of the reason I said he can't stand up to Obama about Obamacare. He he's for gun control. He's for these things that Republicans say that we're not against, but then all of a sudden when we go to this caucus, we vote for the guy because we think that he's electable, which he's not. There's only one candidate that is electable, and that can beat Obama, and it's shown in polls left and right. You won't hear about him on the news because the news doesn't want people to show it. They still want people to think that he's a fringe candidate and can't do it. But like I've said in past videos, Ron Paul is the only person that's having Democrats and independents come to the Republican Party to vote for him. He's already stealing votes. Uh, I might have missed this book there, but he's already stealing votes from Obama already. And face it, Obama hasn't changed anything. A lot of Democrats are going to be upset with him because he's still carrying out what George Bush's plans were for the withdrawal from troops. We still got troops over there in both Iraq and Afghanistan. I know we had our big coming home party right before Christmas about Iraq, but we still got troops over there. We got $1 billion embassy now that's in the north part of Iraq in the oil fields, and we're not going to leave that gone. And just conveniently, it's close to Iran, so we can pay attention there. And I'm not going to get too much into this Iran situation that's popping off with the Strait, possibly getting closed down and things. But right now, I'm just going to talk about what I thought about the caucus last night. And those are part of my thoughts of why we lost. I wouldn't doubt it wouldn't be the first time that we saw an election that was somewhat rigged in a mysterious way. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into that, but I do see where it could happen, and it's pretty weird that the final outcome came between 8 votes, and the person that the national media and they say this leading the national polls comes up on top by 8 votes. There's just some shaky business there, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I wanted to make my video before I started watching on YouTube here. Other coverages, other TV stations just kind of give you what my thought was. But all right, I'll holler at you later on. I think I'm going to start going on the attack on Romney. Normally on my videos, I've just been talking about what's good with Paul, but people got. I'm going to start probably attacking Romney. Not really attacking him. Gotta watch what you say now with the NDA he signed. But I'm going to go after him and show his flip flopping in his views and how I believe Obama will destroy him in the uh, election if he becomes our nominee. All right, y'all have a good day, and I'll holler at you later. Bye.